How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the preview. It's Champions League night. Arsenal take on Bayer Leverkusen in Germany, first leg. We get the away leg done first, and it's an important match. It's an important match of football. It's an important game of football, and we have to try and get a result. Arteta, he's been getting some enormous results in some away games recently anyway in this Champions League one. Well, in fact, he's won all four. So if we can keep this record going and we can get a win in Germany, I think that's 1 foot into the quarterfinals. Massive game, massive game. Before we play, there's obviously a few games on Tuesday. You've got the likes of Liverpool away to Galatasaray. I think Barcelona are playing Newcastle that day. I'm not too sure. But we're playing at 5:45. It's an early kickoff, and it's a good game to get out of the way, especially the fact that Arsenal, we're on good form. We've just heard about our quarter-final draw in the FA Cup as well. So it's all looking okay at the minute, but football can change. If you're not on form and you're not at your best ability at this time of the month, March, April, then your season counts for nothing. So Arsenal have got to basically get a foothold, take this game to Bayer Leverkusen. It can be boring. We don't really care as long as we get a result. So let's get into the preview. There's quite a bit to break down. Now, if we talk about Bayer Leverkusen, they did play on Saturday, the same day as us, but they played a little bit later. And I think they drew like 3-3 or something. I don't really remember. But this was the team that they put out. Obviously, it's nothing like the team that was that won the title with Alonso a couple of years ago. That team's been absolutely decimated. The best players of all, crossed shores, shall we say. So in net, Janis Blaswich. They're playing with a back five, back three, whatever way you look at that. So the three centre-backs is Jarell Quansah, who's from Liverpool, Robert Andrich, and Edmund Tapsoba. We know Jarell Quansah, but we don't know the other two. You may, but I don't. And then the two on the either side is Ernest Poku, Alex Grimaldo. In the middle, they've got Ezequiel Fernandez and Alex Garcia. And up top, they've got the three, which is Martin Terrier, Ibrahim Maza, and Christian Kofane. Now, what do you think of this team? Is it enough to hurt Arsenal? Is it enough to get them over the line and take a respectable result back to the Emirates Stadium? Because for them, it's everything. If they have a chance to win this game, they've got to go and take at least a 1-0 or a 2-0 victory. Either way, a 1-goal deficit, 2-goal deficit does for them, in their advantage, of course. For us, it's about shutting the noise out early on, and not being intimidated at all. We've won at away grounds like the Bernabeu last year. We've won at Newcastle this year. We've won at Old Trafford. We've won in some big away games, and it's about shutting that noise out, that early noise from the fans, getting that early goal if possible, or keeping it 0-0 until half-time at least, but we've got to get the victory. I think if we get the victory, the next week's game at home, is it next week or in a fortnight, before the Carabao Cup final, becomes that little bit easier. It's the fact that we could put the handbrake up a little bit, not go all out into full throttle mode, take it easy, may be even allowed to make a change or two and prepare for the Carabao Cup final. So this game on Wednesday night is enormous. It's huge. It's not just a result that is going to get us into the quarterfinals. It's the fact that we could possibly afford to rest a few players for the Carabao Cup final on is it the 22nd of March. So that's how big a game this is. Now, for me, we've got to respect them either way. They ain't going to just, roll over for us. It's a big game for them. So for them, it's everything. It's do or die. This is one of the trophies that obviously they want to go far in. Finances will help them as well. And it's going to be tricky either way. European away days, don't take them for granted just because we've won 4 this season. Anything's possible. We could come out of this result with a loss, but I don't see it, especially with the formation and how Arteta's got everyone drilled and, playing from the same hymn sheet. So it's a massive game. And look, there is no superstars in that Bayer Leverkusen team. It's going to be a team performance for them. It's also going to be a team performance for us. Who's going to win? Now, in terms of the head-to-head, We've only ever played Bayer Leverkusen twice, I think, in our history, especially in the European. I think it's the Champions League we played in early 2001 or 2. We beat them 4-1 in at Highbury. It was in Group D. And then the return leg, we drew 1-1. We did have a red card as well, and they equalised at the last minute or so. So it was just 2 games, and you know what? You can't really go off that and think that because of these games, this is going to happen. It's a complete different ball game. It's over 2 decades ago. We're in a new stadium, new manager, new personnel. The world's changed. It's nothing like how it was over 2 decades ago. So these results are absolutely meaningless. It doesn't count for nothing, but at least, you know, we did win one of them. 4-1, and obviously we've drawn. So we are unbeaten against them, so I guess that's a little bit of a positive. If we can get that win at their stadium, it's just going to be massive. It's going to be huge. And like I say, it could be a ticket to the Carabao Cup, because City have got Madrid in the return leg, and they play that 3-4 days before they play us in the Carabao Cup. So even if they're winning and holding on to a lead against Madrid, they're going to have to play their full strength and go all out, because Madrid are going to come out fighting and give it everything. Whereas for us, we're at home, and if we can get that 2-0 victory, a 3-1, whatever, we could take it easy. We've got the Emirates faithful with us, and, you know, we could afford to maybe put Rice on the bench or a Saliba. You know, we've got to do and make these changes when possible. So hopefully we can get this result at Leverkusen on Wednesday night. In terms of the lineup then, I think it's a huge game, and we've got to obviously go as strong as possible, because if we do the tough bit now, we can then obviously not chill out, but play with one eye on the Carabao Cup final. Secondly, I want to say as well, we've got Everton on Saturday, which is a tough game at R5. I know it's at home, which is obviously an advantage, a positive. But if we are winning that game in the 60th, 70th minute, and if it's especially by 2-goal margin, Arteta's got to think about Everton. It's as simple as that. But nevertheless, we do play a tough team, a strong team. David Raya comes in net. Right back, I think Timber's picking up his form a little bit by bit, and that's good. So Timber plays for me. Hopefully Ben White is available now as well, because we will be needing him, especially in that quarter-final against Southampton. So Saliba and Gabriel play for me. There's no messing about with that. There's no tweaking. There's no change in that. You're playing with Saliba and Gabriel. It's as simple as that. Left back, in comes Hincapié again. There's no messing about with that. I know it's his old club and there is going to be a bit of emotion there. But Hincapié is one of them. I don't think he's going to let it get to him. He may get booed. He may get applauded. But Hincapié is that sort of character where it will not faze him. He's here to do a job. He's here to do a job for Arteta, and he's here to play football in the, South American way. So I think he is the one who's going to be playing instead of Calafiori. Calafiori went off injured in the FA Cup anyway, so we're not sure about his fitness. Arteta obviously will have a bit to say today. So that's my back 5. In terms of the midfield, Zubimendi's obviously rested the full game in the FA Cup 5th round. So has Rice and Zubimendi, sorry. So both of them come straight into the puzzle for me. And Odegaard, I believe he is still injured. The Norwegian manager said the other week that he's still a bit away, and hopefully he'll have something to play at towards the end of March. So, we're still in the first bit of March, so maybe he's still out. But Eze plays for me in the middle. There's no other options. Ethan Nwaneri's in Marseille, Merino's injured, and Daumann's still a bit too young to start this. On the right is Bukayo Saka. There's no messing about with that. Saka got us that important winner at Brighton. Priceless. And I think he's going to start picking up his form now, and I think he'll end on at least 25 goals and assists for the season. And if we win a couple of trophies, at the end of that, brilliant season. Almost a sort of average season becomes a top season for him. So Saka starts for me. Gyökeres starts. We don't need to say anything about that. I think it will suit him. And, it's that, German league. It's good for him to play in these other leagues because he's used to, that sort of level. I'm not saying he's not at the level that the Premier League needs him to be, that he's not at that level, because he's adapting still. We've got to give him that benefit. And in terms of these, other leagues, obviously, he's a lot tougher than those defenders than they are in the Premier League. On the left, is it Martinelli or Trossard? This is a flip of a coin, mate, because at the minute, both of them are not playing at the level we need them to play at. But for me, because it's an away game, I'm going to give it to Martinelli. I think Trossard's come off the boil a bit recently, and he's going to have to find his form if we want to win these trophies. He really is, because he normally gets us those important goals. Who knows, he may play and get us the winner. But I think Martinelli, because Leverkusen surely have to come out. Champions League's a bit different from the Premier League. Let's not forget, they do come out to play. So Leverkusen will give us that space. And if they do, then it's better to have Martinelli down there than Trossard. You've seen what Martinelli's done on a few occasions on the counter. He got Pedro Neto sent off the other week against Chelsea. He got that goal against City, the equaliser. I think he scored that one against, was it Atletico or Bayern? Yeah, Bayern Munich on the counter. So Martinelli is dangerous in these situations. And let's not forget, he's scored a lot of goals in the Champions League as well. That's my formation. Now, the result for me, I'm going to go with a win to Arsenal. I do see us winning. It is a confident talk, but at the same time, it's realistic. I think we've got enough in our fuel, in our tank, to overcome this Bayer Leverkusen team. And hopefully, I think the tie will be finished, on Wednesday night. I think a 3-1 victory to Arsenal, and there's no way back at the Emirates for Leverkusen, sadly. And then we can focus on our next games. I'll see you in a bit.